Let's see, got fuel in it, got a fresh battery. Let's see if the leaks and the gas works. Still dumping fuel. Great. Originally, I was hoping that it was just the tube connected here, which I already replaced. Maybe I didn't put it on right. But let me show you. Judging by how loose this crossover tube is sitting in there, I'm gonna say it's probably the O-ring sitting in the carburetor, which means this entire carburetor needs to come out of the V45 Magna, which, if you know what I'm saying right now, is not a fun or easy job. So let's see how we do here. We're gonna have to start tearing it down. And now that I have gas in the system, this is gonna be fun. So anyway, disconnected this fuel tube here. Fuel tube's probably fine, but what's it matter now? We need to work on getting the carburetors out of the motorcycle so we can replace the fuel tubes. And well, basically this carburetor has to come off definitely, and we might as well go through the whole thing as we're in there. So fun times ahead. Thank you, Mr. Magna. Not V-twin, V4. I don't know why I do this to myself, but it's got to be done someday, right? So we still have the gasoline leak. So what you're gonna do, pop up your nifty little tank with the prop rod. I just love that. And then you're gonna have your air box needs to come up. 10mm bolt sitting down here. I already loosened it. And then there's a collar that holds your air box to your carburetor. Well, your filter box to your carburetor air box. So there's a bolt in there on that collar. Gotta loosen that up. Should be sitting about there. That's where mine was. And then this should just lift up there. Then you should be able to wiggle it out back this way. Don't hurt any of your wires while you're doing this. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Air box is out. We did not bring the collar with it. My air filter looks perfectly clean. You don't even have to take the top off. Just pop it up like that, and this must be a vent hose that's kind of crimped off, but I'll make sure that doesn't connect to anything. Update, guys, on getting the carburetors out of the Magna. I skipped a couple steps just because you don't need to be here for everything. I can tell you what I did. There's an air tube right there that had to come off. That hooks up right to the air box right there. And then I had to take off the side covers. Be careful because the screws under here might be completely deteriorated. So I had to put cut a slot into this one to get a good grip on it to turn it. And the cat cover I took off of here. Now I already showed you how to get the air filter box off. The lid I decided to take off because it didn't look like I was gonna have a lot of room to ratchet these up and get them out of the carb boots. So I took off the lid. That's a couple screws. These two on the end are dowels that hold the side cover on. So you wanna, there's two here, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's like 6 screws on the top. Make sure you keep them all together. So there's those. And then this bolt was holding the air filter box on. So I will show you that. There's the side covers. Those are both off. Don't misplace anything. There's the lid. This had to slide underneath the frame, and this actually comes apart. So make sure you have all that set up correctly when you actually put it back in. But this slides up, and you can slide this out the right side because this gets in the way trying to get it out the left side. And there's another fuel tube on this side. Check out how crazy that bend is. I'm not exactly sure that's working well. It doesn't completely cut off fuel, but it seems to be pretty tight. It's definitely not the right width. But anyway, remove this fuel tube here from the other side. And this little screw, 10mm screw here, holding the water, or the, my mind. Okay, this is the thermostat housing. So this little screw is holding the thermostat housing on there. So now everything should be free. And what I think I'm gonna do, because it's kind of hard to lift this out with my own strength, I've heard a lot about a ratchet strap idea. So you run a strap under the carburetors, and then I'm assuming we're gonna run it up over the frame and then ratchet it tight, and this will lift straight up and should lift it out of the boots. I'm gonna verify that with the buddy that just did this job, but I think that's what we're gonna do, because you gotta pull it this way, and obviously you have to pull it upwards also. So I'm gonna try and get a ratchet strap in here to carefully lift this guy out. And I'm assuming this does not need to come off. I think I have enough room, probably not a lot of room, but enough room. And then the accelerator cables and the choke cable here need to come out. This choke cable is seized and freezed, so I don't know, I might need to replace that while I'm at this, but it doesn't do anything at the moment. So to take off the accelerator cables, you just have little 10mm nuts on there. Just turn that out and loosen it from the housing there. So that's all I got to do yet. I'm gonna I'm gonna take the cables off, and then I'll put the ratchet strap on it and show you what we're doing. And if that works, I'll let you know. Guys, I'm gonna backtrack on something I said earlier. I tried the whole strap thing. I wasn't getting anywhere. So when I was in here on the boots, I said to loosen both of these, screws. I have tightened down the ones on the engine side now, and only the one on the carburetor side is loose now. So when you go in there, I would say just loosen the carburetor side, because when we lift this up, we want this boot to stay on the engine and the carburetor come out. Next thing, I did get the choke cable out, and the choke cable comes in. Can you see it? Let me see if I can line you up here. So right there, you see that little screw right there? Choke cable sits in that little holder. So you loosen up that screw, and then the choke line goes all the way over to this lever, and you can take it out of there. Now here's something interesting. Put my flashlight down. I was telling you that my choke wasn't working. Well, here's the line. Completely free. Now I'm gonna move the choke back and forth. Yeah, okay. So it's not moving at all. So apparently my choke cable is broken. 'Cause I got nothing. Because it moves up here, moves freely. You can tell there's really nothing connected. So I guess I'm gonna be buying a new choke cable. Maybe, I don't know, I'll take this one off. See if it is busted. I could probably pull it straight out if it's broken. So anyway, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a heat gun, maybe you can use a hair dryer, and I'm going to heat up these boots. These could be original from 1982. My bike only has 15,000 miles, so without using all my strength to pry this up, I'm gonna see if heating these up a little bit might get me somewhere. Hopefully it'll help me get these to move. If that doesn't work, I'll have to get out the big guns and do a little prying. But hopefully just a little bit of heat will make these a lot easier to pull free. I'll let you know. Well, I started heating it up. I don't know if that did anything, but this was the solution right here. Very long screwdriver. I went on the other side and I just went between the engine block real carefully and just found a nice hard spot and just lifted ever so slightly and it popped up. So I took this side with it and then I went in here very, very carefully, went to that nut there, it's a good mounting point, and just pried it right up. So now all I gotta do, pull it out a little bit, disconnect the throttle cables, and we're free. Look guys, it's the end of the video. Giant hole. Carbs. This is where the video stops. Carbs are out. The last thing I had to do was remove this boot right here. So, sitting there, I'm gonna make sure to put it back on the right direction, but then I was able to slide it right out. I was working on taking this off because I figured that would make more room. I knew from other people telling me you didn't have to take off the plenum, but I need to take it off anyway to separate the carbs to get the tubes out. So that's the end of the video. Next step is to tear apart the carburetors and replace all the O-rings. 750 Magna. Interesting. This must not be an original airbox. Or plenum, I'm sorry. Huh. You learn things every day. So look in here. There's a spring. I bet you that belongs to the carburetor. I'll have to figure out where that goes. I have an idea, but it's not every day you find us. Well, the last two bikes I've taken apart have had springs sitting down in the middle. Ah, there's two more springs down there. What? Oh man, this is weird. I got springs everywhere. So what's that telling me? I have no clue. Well, all right, so there's the surprises. It must be spring, must be time to get the bike going. Wow, how are there 3 springs down there? And lots of spider webs. All right, well, maybe I'll figure out where they go if they're on here. But yeah, this is crazy. First time I'm seeing that. So that tells me this is probably new or sourced from another bike. But yeah, I gotta take all these screws out. I already got these 2 loosened. The only 2 I need to do yet is that one and that one. And then I can take this off so I can separate the carburetors. But it's the first time I ever took them off of this bike. Lots of fun. It only really took about an hour, but I took a couple breaks just because I was angry. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Tune in for more on the Honda Magna. Subscribe and I'll see you later.